It is an absolutely gorgeous day for Game 2 of Championship Weekend. It's the 6A Boys State Championship game between the Bentonville Tigers and the Springdale Har-ber. I tell you what, this is a game that I think a lot of people have been looking forward to. I'm RJ Hawk along with Kyle Deckelbaum. And Kyle, you know, you look at who we thought was going to be in this game, right?
Yeah, I think that's sort of the biggest storyline coming into this one. All four teams in the 6A semifinals were 6A West teams, but Rogers, who has been the most dominant team all season in our state's largest classification, was knocked off by Bentonville to get here. In fact, Bentonville knocked off Conway and Rogers on back-to-back nights in Cabot in the playoffs. It's been absolutely amazing. And I think another storyline, these are two teams that have been knocking at the door for a championship and haven't quite gotten there as of late. One of them's going to come away with a state title today.
Well, we'll first start with Bentonville Tigers, and this is a team that it's been like a ride of destiny. Let's look at this bracket on how they got here, and we'll start with Har-ber first. So Har-ber went with they got that first round bye, and then they moved to Springdale and won that game 8-1, and then Har-ber beat Heritage 8-3 before finally making it to this championship game against Bentonville. And for Springdale Har-ber, Kyle, I mean, they've done a lot of really good things during this tournament that, you know, they come in 27-6 on the year. Dustin Helkamp, they lost in the semifinals last year, but let's look at Bentonville now as Eli McCall's out here getting ready.
Yeah, it's a guy who does it all. 299 batting average, 24 RBI, a team high 10 doubles. Second most innings pitched on this team as well. In fact, started the semifinals against Rogers, so there's a good chance we see him today.
Well, let's look at this Bentonville team from last year because they were in the state championship game, and they played Conway in what was an awesome game between both these two teams. And Bentonville just really got it done. Conway jumped up to that 9-3 lead early on.
Yeah, you and I called that game, in fact, you remember. And yeah, lost last year to Conway 10-7. Bentonville has a couple state titles, 02 and 15. It's their fourth state title game appearance. They were a dark horse for sure in these playoffs, and here they are.
Well, and here comes the Wildcats of Springdale Har-ber, and as we were talking about with them, 27-6 on the year, and they've got some do-it-all players as well.
They have a couple future Razorbacks, one of whom is Ross Felder. Team high 387 batting average, 26 RBI, 2 for 4, 2 RBI, a run, and 6 shutout innings before allowing 2 home runs in the final frame of an 8-3 win over Heritage in the semifinals. That's somebody who does it all. But yeah, a couple former Razorback, a couple future Razorbacks, I should say, on this Har-ber team. Going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and you know, Felder, 103 strikeouts this year. And, you know, we just looked at that Har-ber bracket. Let's look at the Bentonville bracket real quick. And for Bentonville, they start off with Jonesboro, won that game 7-4. Then they played Conway. That was that rematch of the state title game. And then, of course, the 5-1 win that was kind of the shocker that everybody saw against Rogers to get here to take on the Har-ber Wildcats. And so looking for a great matchup today. But, boy, it's going to be an uphill battle with Ross Felder on the mound. 103 strikeouts and 62 innings of work. .59 ERA, as you talked about just a moment ago. 9-0 on the season. He's only given up 2 home runs all season long to batters in the West, and so going to be a lot of fun to watch him.
Yeah, Coach Dustin Helkamp says he is what you expect. He takes the ball in big games for 3 years now. This is a guy who has the makeup of a big game pitcher. They used him throughout the playoffs. He's been superb. You mentioned those dazzling statistics all season on the mound. He's going to be fun to watch here.
Well, we are about set and ready to go for this matchup between Bentonville and Springdale Har-ber. Bentonville will lead things off. They'll have J.J. Spafford, Bodie Gist, Eli McCall, Brooks Hazenclaver, Carter Nye, Boyce Reed, Rowan Christensen, Casey Christ, and Connor Adair as their lineup for this ball game. Springdale Har-ber in the infield. You've got Cornelius at third base. You've got Keller at short. Acuff is at second. Sprague is at first. Ciola is behind the mound, or behind the plate. And then in the outfield, Austin Jones, Dylan Gibson, and Jeffrey Zachary are in the outfield. Today's weather, let's go ahead and take a look at that for today as you see the Wildcats defensive alignment for this ball game. But the weather for this one, the high today was going to be 85 degrees. In that first game that we had in the 1A state championship game, it was around 74. It was an absolutely gorgeous afternoon.
Yeah, we'll take this weather this time of year, won't we? Just absolutely. We know how much hotter it can feel on that turf. but we'll take this weather right now.
Yeah, right now the temperature hovering around 80 degrees, a light wind rolling in, and we're just about set and ready to go for baseball action. 75 is the exact temperature right now with a 2-mile-an-hour wind for the game here in Conway. We are on the campus of the University of Central Arkansas, as this will be a game that is really going to weigh heavy on one team, Kyle, and that being the Bentonville Tigers. They lost a teammate earlier this year, death in the family per se, and he was a big-time player for this team.
Yeah, Stefan Griskavich died a few weeks ago. Fell off a bluff at Beaver Lake up near Eureka Springs just 2 weeks before graduation. He had signed to play at Eastern Oklahoma. In fact, his cousin plans to still play at Eastern Oklahoma in his honor, and certainly this entire team playing for him today.
So heavy hearts on that Bentonville dugout, and we are just about set and ready to go as J.J. Spafford is the second baseman. He's going to lead things off for Bentonville, who come in 20-12 on the year. They beat Conway, they beat Rogers in consecutive nights, and we are just about set and ready to go as the first pitch is fouled off. It's 0-1.
You know, it's a Bentonville team. They started 8-9 after a loss to Fayetteville on April 4th. They are 13-3 since. These really are two of the hottest teams playing.
Curveball misses high, goes 1-1.
But they turned some head, upsetting Conway, rematch of last year's championship. Big deal. You upset Rogers, the team that has been #1 all season. Really turned some heads. Oh, fired up Spafford is.
Hit by pitch as Spafford gets hit, and it'll be a leadoff man on the bags. And so that'll bring up Bodie Gist, the left fielder. Gist comes in with a .351 average, 8 RBI on the year. He also has a home run.
Leads the team with that .351 average. 500 slugging, .435 on base percentage.
He's going to show bunt, gets it foul down the left field side. And he'll start in the hole 0-1. Eli McCall's on deck. Brooks Hazenclaver is the cleanup man today.
Well, for fans without a dog in the fight, how much fun to watch a couple future Razorbacks here, one of whom is on the mound, Ross Felder.
Showed bunt again, but it's a strike, and it'll go 0-2.
9-0 record, 62 2/3 innings pitched, 103 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 120 against him this season.
Here's the swing and the miss. First out here in the first inning. That's the 104th strikeout this season for Ross Felder. And that'll bring up Eli McCall now, the third baseman. Batting .299 with 24 RBI, 3 home runs. He's had 10 doubles this year. Runner at first base for Bentonville. That's swung on and fouled off.
Bentonville's coming up swinging against Felder, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not scared. No, I mean, they are coming to the plate with an approach of just confidence right now.
You know, to sort of underscore the upset of beating those #1 Mounties, Bentonville had lost to them 3 times this season to a tune of a 27-2 run differential.
Yeah, that, you know, I mean, look, you take down Rogers. I think Rogers was on like a 17-game win streak or something along those lines, and Bentonville went in there with all the confidence in the world and got it done. Pitch is up high, evens the count at 1-1.
These two teams have played twice. Har-ber won 9-1 and 3-1 in the end of March.
You know, J.J. Spafford is at first base. Not one to really run a whole lot this year. But right now, Ross Felder's paying him a lot of attention. Big curveball in there, called a strike.
A great pitch.
One-two on the way. That swung on and missed. 105 strikeouts now in the year for Ross Felder. And back-to-back Ks here in the first.
First baseman Brooks.
105 strikeouts in 63 1/3 innings.
Pretty good as Brooks Hazenclaver's at the plate. Hazenclaver's the first baseman today, batting .246 and 11 RBI. You know, overall on this Bentonville team, they're not really a home run hitting team. You know, Eli McCall's got 3, Gist has got 1, Spafford's got 1, and Christensen's got 1. Outside of that, this is a doubles team.
Yeah, a good hitting team is what they are.
Yeah. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This is up high, and it's 2-0.
Hard to believe Bentonville's not won a state title since 2015 in baseball.
Kind of hard to think. I mean, Bentonville is always pretty good at baseball. You know, between them and Conway in the West, they've really kind of dominated. It's 3-0 right now. And that's going to hit the inside corner of the plate to go 3-1.
He works all part of the plates, Phil.
That pitch misses inside, and it'll be a base on balls. And that'll move Spafford to second base as Carter Nye comes up. Carter Nye batting .301 this year with 16 RBI, playing shortstop today for the Tigers. There's that big curveball in there for a called strike. One's on the way. Check swing. They're going to peel down to first. And they're going to say it's a ball. I'll go 1-1. On deck is Boyce Reed. One's fouled back, and it's now 1-2.
Keep sort of underscoring this improbable run for Bentonville. I mean, they were 10-7 in the 6A West.
Yeah.
Behind Rogers, Har-ber, and Heritage.
And, you know, we haven't said it enough, but Springdale Har-ber, they're riding a 14-game win streak right now.
And they are a great hitting team.
Here's a 1-2 pitch that misses the outside corner of the plate, and it's 2-2. He moves that thing over about 1.5 inches, and it's in there. Two-two's fouled away.
There have been a few pitches in this top half of the first that I think could have gone either way. They've shown some great command, Felder.
Got 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. And that's a big curveball, swung on and missed. And all 3 outs this inning were good because of a strikeout. And for Bentonville, they get 2 runners on, no hits in the inning. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, scoreless ball game as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
Bought it because I loved it.
Find out if Leslie loves it too next time on Antiques Roadshow from Little Rock, Arkansas.
At a time when America has become increasingly divided, it's important to consider the things that connect us.
His vision is broader than the American Revolution.
The things that he spoke of, that he wrote about, had a certain amount of power.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
Griffin Leggett Funeral Home is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports, serving the Conway area, located at 1751 Dave Ward Drive in Conway. Griffin Leggett proudly serving our communities in Central Arkansas since 1936.
Well, we head to the bottom of the first inning where Springdale Har-ber will have their shot at the plate as Ross Felder, Caleb Keller, and Luke Cornelius will lead things off here in the bottom of the first inning. And Ethan Payne is our starting pitcher today for the Bentonville Tigers. He comes in with a 6-2 record in 53 and a 2/3 innings of work. He's got a 3.39 ERA with 46 strikeouts this year. And he will do all the damage today for the Bentonville Tigers. Look at that. Let's look at that defensive alignment for the Bentonville Tigers. As on the infield, you've got McCall at third, Nye at short, Spafford at second, and Hazenclaver is at first. In the outfield, you've got Gist in left, Reed in center, and Adair in right. Behind the plate is Rowan Christensen. And so we're about set and ready to go as Ross Felder's going to lead things off as he'll take a fastball a little high, and that goes 1-0.
Ethan Payne, the only senior in the starting lineup for Bentonville. He is facing a Har-ber lineup that has outscored opponents 215-72 this year. They hit .305 as a team.
Here's a shot that's headed back to center field as Reed's going to find it, and he'll pull it in for the out.
The Har-ber team, they've had some guys injured, got some guys back, starting to hit well now. And Coach Dustin Helmkamp says this is a team playing its best baseball right now. There's certainly no doubt about that.
You're exactly right. Caleb Keller is going to be up next. He's the shortstop today, batting .338 with 13 RBI. He also has 9 stolen bases this year as a senior.
Yeah, he's a stud at short. He is really, really good. Runs the show up the middle for this team. A team that plays great defense, and it starts with him at short.
Next pitch is outside. Here's a foul off.
A 6-2 record for Payne. Just 26 earned runs and 53.2 innings pitched this season.
1-2's up high, and it's now 1-2.
Another strikeout guy, 46 strikeouts and 53 2/3. I mean, these are absurd numbers we're seeing for both pitchers.
1-2, swung on and fouled out of play.
He's on Felder's pace. Maybe not 106, but he's up there.
2-2's the count. That's outside, and it's going to take the count full at 3-2. Here's the offering, and it's up high, and there'll be a walk to Caleb Keller. So now that brings up Luke Corneliuson. He's the third baseman today, only a sophomore, batting .337, 30 RBI, 4 home runs. He's had a triple and 13 doubles this year as a sophomore.
This is the other Razorback commit as of last October.
Here's a hard hit ball out to short. He boots it, goes into left field, and they're going to try to take third and do. They got Keller all the way over to third base. And so Cornelius will be on because of an error of the shortstop.
Well, that is some aggressive base running.
Right fielder Jeff Zachary.
Just gets by. Had a little bit of room to roll there out to left, but that is an aggressive take from second.
So now that brings up Jeff Zachary, the right fielder, batting .371 with 29 RBI, 5 home runs. He's also had a triple this year with 11 doubles. He'll take a strike on the outside corner. Runners at first and third as the curveball misses outside.
Talking about the 2 hog commits, we're going to see a few more for Lone Oak on Saturday.
Yeah.
You start looking through these games, you're reminded of the incredible talent in this state.
Yeah. Here's the 1-1. Curveball misses high. He's just not been able to get over on top of that curveball yet.
Feels like when he's added his best, the ball has a way of kind of popping right out of his hand.
Ball hits the turf. There's the count to 3-1. On deck, Cole Carlton, the DH.
Zachary, by the way, team leader in home runs with 5.
Three ones popped up into shallow right center field. Who's going to get it? It's the second baseman, Acuff, who came out to make the catch, and they quickly got it in to avoid a run.
Spafford did a nice job there. Reed was coming in, and the way he fell, I'm not sure that there was. Let's take another look at this. You see Spafford moving out there. Reed coming in doesn't. I think Reed was calling for it and then slides to kind of prevent himself from colliding with Spafford.
Well, either way, they've got 2 outs now here in the first as Cole Carlton comes to the plate. He's the DH, batting .202 on the year with 16 RBI.
Nice job, by the way, to jump up and get that one back in the infield, hold the runner.
There's a curveball that's in there for a strike. Had a little bit of command issues so far in this one. Trying to get the curveball to turn over, and he was able to get it right there. Hard hit ball, chopped out to short. They go with the easy bag at second. And that's going to retire Har-ber in their half of the first inning. As they send 5 players to the bags, they strand 2, and that's how we're going to end the bottom of the first inning. No scores. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Butte GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
Arkansas, what's in your attic? Find out what your heirlooms, antiques, and collectibles are worth. Join us for the filming of a brand new show, Arkansas Treasures. This special event happens at the Arkansas PBS Studios in Conway on August 5th and 6th. Tickets will go quickly, so guarantee your spot by calling or visiting our website. If your item and story are selected for filming, you may end up on our show. Your treasure may be worth more than you know.
1, 2, 3, turn up! Whoa. What's going on, Ben? Let's go!
Back at their stadium, you know, at Wendy's, we're focused on what matters. That's why we've made our hamburgers square. When you want to experience the delicious taste of Wendy's hamburgers, square's the beef.
Well, scoring this ball game as we go to the second inning. As here's a strikeout package that, I mean, we just saw some domination at the mound earlier by Springdale Har-ber's Ross Felder. I mean, he was just, the 3 outs they had there in the first, it was just all domination with a strikeout. And so now Bentonville will come back up with their 6, 7, 8 hitters in Boyce Reed, Rowan Christensen, and Casey Christ.
Yeah, strikeouts 104, 105, and 106 on the season.
First pitch to Reed is high. Hard hit ball out to second. And make the throw with a 4-3 put out. Who's our umpires today? Well, Justin Yates is the home plate umpire. Jason Long at first base, and Ian Hewitt's our third base umpire. They're handling all this 6A state championship stuff. Now at the plate, you've got Rowan Christensen. He'll take a pitch up top to make it 1-0.
246 hitter, but a 467 on base percentage. He leads the team in walks. He is one of the top catchers in the state, Christensen. Runs the show for Bentonville.
And there's a swing and a miss. So the count's 1-2. Curveball check swing. They're going to look down to first. And they say it didn't go.
We're talking about how maybe a surprise to see one, if not both, of these teams in this game. But the individual talent on both these rosters, I mean, there's a reason they're here.
Curveball misses low. Makes the count full at 3-2. He is real effective with that curveball.
Oh, he is. Remember the way he began this game with a hit batter.
Yeah. And that one goes high and in tight, and that will be a base on balls.
Casey Christ.
So now Casey Christ is at the plate.
It's a guy who's been invaluable for Bentonville. Big 2 RBI hit to make it 3-1 in the semifinal win. And then a basket catch over his left shoulder with the bases loaded in that same game.
So Christ at the plate with a .233 average, 14 RBI. Takes the ball to start things off.
He's a sophomore. It's a Bentonville lineup full of juniors. One senior, couple sophomores, but certainly hope to win today. I see a pinch runner. This is a team that's going to return everybody, in other words.
2 balls, no strikes. There's a fastball that catches that outside corner. So it's now 2-1. Christ is the 8th batter in this lineup, and he'll hit that one foul. It was just foul.
Yeah, just got over that one.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Connor Adair sits on deck as there's 1 out here in the second. Curveball, foul tip, and keeps the count at 2-2.
The Tigers team still looking for their first hit, even though they've had 3 base runners.
Two twos. Line past the shortstop. Got their first base hit now, as that'll put runners at first and second here in the second inning.
Well, that whole at bat, that was a pretty good battle, and you could tell that Christ was seeing the ball pretty well in that at bat. Got a hold of a couple of them, and you could sort of figure, boy, if he could straighten this out just a little bit, he'd have a chance.
So now Connor Adair, the right fielder's up. He bats .286 with 9 RBI this year. He'll be on with 2 runners on, 1 out here in the second, as he fouls the first one off. One's high, throw down to first, and he's back safely. Well, if Connor Adair gets on, they'll be back to the top of the lineup with J.J. Spafford. There's a foul tip off the foot.
Talked a lot about Rogers. Har-ber was the team that began the season ranked #1. Their coach points to a loss to crosstown rival Springdale and said they started swinging a little bit better afterwards, got some guys back. These are 2 deep teams. Har-ber has a lot of depth.
Curveball misses high. 1-2. As that goes up high. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that misses high, and he'll be on the bags. We've got bases loaded.
for the top of the order, too. You can see the frustration there from Felder. Came into this game, RJ, with just 25 walks on the season to those 103 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Already 4 in this game. Well, there's no doubt they're staying with him. I mean, this is their guy. This is the guy who Coach Helmkamp says has the makeup of a big game pitcher. This is the guy they turn to in every big situation. This is who you trust to navigate out of anything.
Yeah, and, you know, we saw in that first game, in the 1A game, I mean, they had some, you know, their stud pitchers, they had some issues early in that game. And, you know, between nerves and just getting everything rolling, that it just takes an inning or two to really get settled in.
And get to know the South's most compelling and influential authors, musicians, and more in Southern Storytellers, starting July 18th on Arkansas PBS.
Curveball, swung on and missed, and it's 0-1.
These two teams hoping for a story to tell after this one. They have been knocking at the door for state championships. Har-ber's played in this game 17, 18, 19, and 21. They won it all in 2018. In other words, their 4th state title game in 6 years.
Yeah, popped up on the right field side, and it just floated into the dugout, or over the dugout. And it's 1-2. One-two, swung on, lifted to the outfield, and that'll be caught by the left fielder for the second out, but it will score a run for Bentonville. I take that back. He said it was going to score a run. He went halfway, and he went back. I was really surprised because Christensen came in. He went more than half the way and then decided to turn back and go back to third.
It looked like it was deep enough to score him. See him pause and turn back.
He didn't think he was going to catch it originally, so he never tagged.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly what happened.
So yeah, that's one you like back. Just too big a lead early on.
I mean, you ought to, if you're sitting in that position, you ought to have a foot on that bag just ready to go the minute he catches it.
Sort of misread. That pitch, by the way, they were calling for it high. That's right where Spafford was waiting for it. Feels like Felder has fallen behind in a lot of counts in this game.
Yeah. Here's a 2-0. That's swung on, and it's lifted to right field. The right fielder is going to settle up underneath it. That'll be Zachary, and that's going to get Har-ber out of the inning. How about that? So Bentonville sends 6 batters to the plate. They get 1 hit, and they strand 3 as we end the top of the second inning, scoreless ball game, and you're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Hi, campers. It's me, Blueberry. The countdown to fun starts in 3, 2, 1. Voila! Hold on to your hats, friends! Blueberry's Clubhouse coming back this summer.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks. by remembering that you come first. By empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charity, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
We never gonna stop.
The Children's Clinic of Conway and Greenbrier is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. The Children's Clinic of Conway and Greenbrier, serving Conway and surrounding areas with locations at 2505 College Avenue in Conway and 10 Lois Lane in Greenbrier.
So Springdale Har-ber's at the plate with their 6, 7, 8 hitters, and boy, what a big, they got out of a big jam that last inning by bases loaded, and they got out of it, and here's a big hit to left field. As giving chase for Bentonville is the left fielder, Bodie Gist, and he'll record the first out here in the second.
That was a good run to get over there, shielding his eyes a little bit from the sun as well. That's a nice job, covered a lot of ground to get over there. Boy, what an opportunity squandered, though, in that last inning for Bentonville to leave 3 stranded. Common sense tells you you're not going to get too many chances against Felder like that one.
No, not too many at all, as now Braden Sprague's at the plate. And he'll take a first pitch that goes to third baseman, boots it off his glove, and he'll have to hold it. So Springdale Har-ber's got a runner on here in the second inning.
Now batting center fielder Dylan Gibson.
We mentioned Bentonville's such a good defensive team. Rare to see that.
Curveball gets in there for a strike. And it's 0-1 to Dylan Gibson. On deck, Henry Acuff. Pitch is outside, and it goes 1-1.
That's funny. Coach Dustin Helmkamp for Har-ber. This team's on a 14-game win streak, and he said it's not that he's superstitious, but he does not want to count how many games they've won in a row.
I think I would be the same way.
Everybody knows it's a lot. Everybody certainly feels pretty good in that dugout.
It's to 1-2, and you know, there he is right there. Dustin Helmkamp. You know, but here's the thing, though. You've won 14 straight. They don't matter, though. It's all about this one game. I wouldn't want to talk about the.
It's been that way for the last few.
And there's a hit by Dylan Gibson to get hit by the pitch, and so now Springdale Har-ber's got 2 runners on.
Now batting second baseman Henry Acuff.
But going back to that streak, I think that's something you probably talk about after the fact, right? I mean, after the season's over with.
Certainly not in the middle of it. I don't blame him. And you're right, whether it's 10 or it's 40, all that matters is that you've won 1 in a row at this point in the season.
Henry Acuff is at the plate, second baseman. And he'll chop one out to short. They're going to try to roll it at second. Got the one at second. Back to first. They get the 6-4-3 double play. What a big way to get out of the inning. And just like that, we're headed to the third. There's no score between Bentonville and Springdale Har-ber. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
I know your grandfather will never consent to me.
Is it not perfectly dreadful, Harriet, to learn that our niece's honor is now certainly lost? Fearfully romantic, though.
Elizabeth? She's missing and I'm worried sick.
Mom.
You don't believe me?
You've got to stop all this nonsense. The world-famous thief.
Father Brown's friend and nemesis is in trouble.
Flambeau is now a killer.
For once, I'm innocent.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Kyle Deckelbaum, RJ Hawk, and our great Arkansas PBS Sports crew with you. You know, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. For those in the community looking for meal options after the game, Raising Cane's is known for their hand-battered chicken fingers and special sauce. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Well, we go to the third inning now for Bentonville as they'll bring to the plate their 3-4-5 hitters. As a curveball misses low for Eli McCall. McCall struck out back in the first inning. And that one swung on and brings the count to 1-1.
Yep, they're hacking against Felder.
There's another foul off, and it's 1-2.
I mentioned, I think there's a good chance we see him pitch a little bit later in this game. He started the semifinals against Rogers, went 5 innings, pitched well.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Eli McCall. Fouled off down the first base side. On deck is Brooks Hazenclaver. Carter Nye follows him. Swung on, gets in the hole on the left side of the shortstop. And Bentonville's got a base runner on.
Yeah, just their second hit. That was a hanging breaking ball. Left it out over the plate.
So now Brooks Hazenclaver's at the plate. He walked back in the first inning. Hazenclaver with a .246 average this year with 11 RBI.
Well, as frustrating as that last inning had to have been for Bentonville, you leave 3 stranded.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the silver lining is you've shown you can get to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, he's, and we talked about in the pregame that, I mean, it's just they're pouring with confidence right now. I mean, there is not one Bentonville batter that is afraid of what Felder's done in this game.
They know all about him coming into this game.
Yeah. 0-2's the count to Brooks Hazenclaver.
You're a baseball fan in the state. You've certainly heard his name. Oh.
Nice slide to go get the foul ball.
Why not? You slide, you don't get dirty?
Everybody wants to slide around the turf. As that curveball misses high, and it's 1-2. Late swing, struck him out. That is the 4th strikeout of the day for Ross Felder.
Now batting shortstop Carter Nye.
And so now Carter Nye comes to the plate. He struck out back in the first inning. shot to left field, but a sliding catch by the left fielder, Austin Jones, puts an end to it, and there's 2 outs here in the third.
They've seen a couple nice plays in left field by both teams now. Nice job to come in and get that one in what can be sort of an awkward place to make a catch. Take another look here.
Now batting center fielder, Boyce Reed.
The rare 2-knee slide.
You don't see those very often. Boyce Reed is up next. And he'll see a curveball outside for a ball. Reed grounded out to the second baseman back in the second inning. And that is going to go back behind him, get away from the catcher, and that'll send McCall to second base. So 2-0s to count now to Boyce Reed. There's a curveball for a strike, and it's 2-1. You got to think, though, that Todd Abbott, third base coach right now, he's saying you got a runner in scoring position. If you punch this thing into deep center field, I mean, you got to almost runs are at a premium for this ball game, and you almost give them the green light to go.
I think you're right, just how good both these pitchers are. Maybe you take a few chances.
Two twos the count. And he finishes him off with a strikeout. Ross Felder gets 2 Ks. He's got 5 for the day. And we end the top of the third inning with a scoreless ball game. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
People would come from miles around to come to 9th Street just to see what it was like.
I'm saying this was the mecca of entertainment in the South.
I'm gonna blow the roof off of this sucker.
We thought we was on top of the world.
Download the PBS video app or watch online.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
Well, we've got our high school all-star, and it's Aiden Velasquez, who's at Cabot. He's a pitcher, playing baseball at UCA is his future plans. Got that 3.4 GPA, and he is our Arkansas PBS Sports all-star for Class 6A. It's Aiden Velasquez. Well, we head to the bottom of the third inning where Springdale Har-ber is going to send up their 1-2-3 hitters. And Ethan Payne's going to be back on the mound for Bentonville. First pitch to Ross Felder is high. One-0 curveball misses outside. It's now 2-0.
I mentioned Felder. 2 for 4, 2 RBI, a run, and 6 shutout innings in that 8-3 win in the semifinals.
Like we've got a bloody nose over on the right side.
Braden Sprague, the first baseman.
I think that would bother you if you had that tissue sticking out your nose while you're playing first. As that pitch goes high, takes the count to 3-0. We couldn't just torn off just like a little piece of it. He got the whole Kleenex. Here's the 3-0.
Why hide it?
Missing low, and Ross Felder's going to be on first base with a walk.
I mean, like, he may have gotten 2 Kleenexes there. Looks like he's got a little mustache from the side with that thing. Whatever stops it, I guess.
I don't know how it's hanging on.
Well, I mean, jam it up in there enough. I mean, got a courtesy runner over at first base. Find the name of that for you here in just a moment. Looks like it's Britt Witchinson. Throw to first, he gets back safely. Caleb Keller's at the plate. He's the shortstop today. He walked back in the first inning.
8 stolen bases in the year for Witchin. Tied for the team lead.
Here's the 1-0. This is high, throw to first, he's back safe.
I guess it's not going to block your vision, is it? You know, sometimes you have something on the tip of your nose and you sort of see it.
Yeah, it's hanging down. The show bunt, pulls it back, it's 3-0.
Good time Christensen's can go out there and talk to Payne here on a 3-0 count.
He's thrown 6 straight balls now. Well, if you're Keller, you're just going to stand up there with a bat on your shoulder at this point. I mean, he's not able to find the zone. And that one misses high, and it's back-to-back walks. As that'll move Felder to second base, and Keller will go to first. And now you've got Luke Corneliuson at the plate, who got on because of an error of the shortstop back in the first.
Let's fix this here.
And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change.
So as we do, I want to remind you, Hideaway Pizza is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports, covering Conway and the central Arkansas area at 1170 South Amity Road in Conway. So it looks like he started so well there, RJ, just sort of lost his command a little bit there in the last couple batters.
Well, let's go ahead and take a break while we find out who our new pitcher is and they get the mound all squared away. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
What is it you're looking for this time?
The answer to a riddle.
So close to cracking the case.
It's very Agatha Christie.
This is just beginning. And then we can see it operate. And she has a surprise, of course. There it comes.
$10,000. Are you serious?
I am serious.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Your investment in this PBS station brings Antiques Roadshow into your home each week. Thanks for making it possible.
And back here at UCA, the new pitcher for Bentonville is Eli McCall, and he has worked 37 1/3 innings this year. He's got a 3-2 record, 3-1 record, excuse me, and with a 1.50 ERA, 33 strikes and 11 walks this year, and he'll be your new pitcher for the Bentonville Tigers, as he'll come in with no outs and runners at first and second. And Luke Corneliuson is at the plate.
And McCall, by the way, we mentioned we wouldn't be surprised to see him. Didn't think we'd see it this early, but he is used to this role. 11 of his 13 appearances have come on in relief. 33 strikeouts to 11 walks this season.
First pitch to Corneliuson's ripped to left field. That's in for a base hit. Rounding third, going to send a man in to score. Gets away from the left fielder. That's going to send in another run. Two to nothing, Springdale Har-ber. After Keller and Felder come in to score.
Well, those will be charged to Ethan Payne. Certainly expect one to score, but you expect to play that off a couple bounces there, but just takes kind of a wicked one at the last moment and gets under the glove of Gist.
I think you would score that as a single, but then because he's able to get to second base, that's because of an error of the left fielder. And so now Jeff Zachary's at the plate. And that one's lifted to center field. Coming in to make the catch is going to be Boyce Reed, and that'll be the first out here in the third. So now Cole Carlton's at the plate.
Well, gosh, for Bentonville, you have threatened, left the bases loaded. You've had so many chances. Now suddenly you find yourself down 2-0.
So Cole Carlton, the DH, is at the plate. Runner at second. Ball hits the turf. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 offering. Curveball hits the turf again. That swung on and fouled off to take the count to 2-1.
McCall here, you just try to reset.
Here's the 2-1. That swung on, ripped to left field for a base hit. They're going to send the runner home. He's going to score, and then Cole Carlton's going to get it at second base. It's going to be an RBI double.
Har-ber's put some good swings on McCall since he's come in.
Now you're going to have Caleb Ciolas at the plate.
Emergency runner number 1, Luke Alton.
Caleb Ciola, who flied to left field back in the second inning. And is swung on out to second base. He dropped it and he's safe. Things are falling apart for Bentonville right now.
Boy, they sure are. Normally a good defensive team, Bentonville. I've seen a couple miscues in the field here. This is one that 10 times out of 10, Spafford gets over to first.
So now Braden Sprague is at the plate. He got on because of an error of the third baseman last inning. Here's the first pitch to Sprague. Curveball swung on and missed. Good curveball that time.
And there is one out in the inning.
There's a curveball that swung. It's 0-2. We've got one out here in the third inning. Ball is outside and it goes 1-2.
It's a tough situation here from McCall. You come in with 2 on. You love to try to navigate out, giving up just those 2. But boy, to somehow escape out of this, holding him at 3 would feel like a win.
And there's a curveball swung on and missed. There's 2 outs now here in the third. And that'll bring up Dylan Gibson, the center fielder. He was hit by a pitch back in the second. Curveball misses high.
It's a big 1-2 for Bentonville on the mound, Payne and McCall.
Here's the 1-0, and it's swung on. Out to second, he slides, gonna try to make the throw, but he can't. He's gonna score a run now that Springdale Har-ber is gonna have runners at first and second.
That's a tough play, not much you can do about that. Tried to prevent it from going in the outfield and hold the runner there.
So now Henry Acuff, the second baseman, comes to the plate. He hit in that double play earlier in the second.
Just hard to get it to your, from the glove to your throwing hand and try to even make a play.
That swung on and fouled off. So far, Springdale Har-ber scored 4 runs in this inning off of 3 base hits.
Curveball swung and missed. Brings the count to 0-2. Boy, when he's got that curveball working, it is a good-looking curveball.
I was just about to say that. It feels like he's gotten it working over the last couple batters a little bit more.
Oh-2 pitch. That swung on high, chopper right back at the mound. Step and throw, and it's over. But not until Springdale Har-ber. They put up 4 runs on 3 base hits. They strand 2. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Excuse me, the top of the 4th inning, where Bentonville will try to tie things up. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first, by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service. Because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Not a bad investment.
That's like a 6,900% increase.
Now that's money well spent.
Excellent.
Not a bad investment.
Your investment in this PBS station brings Antiques Roadshow into your home each week.
That's a good investment.
Call, text, or go online to give now.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Papa's got a brand new bag, I'll tell you what.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
Let's go!
Hotel accommodations and sponsorship for the 2023 Arkansas High School State Baseball and Softball Championship broadcast are provided by Hilton Garden Inn at 805 Amity Road in Conway and the Home 2 Suites at 820 Bill Dean Drive in Conway.
Well, we head to the top of the 4th inning. As for Bentonville, they've got their 7, 8, 9 hitters up. Rowan Christensen at the plate right now.
Good weekend to be a hotel and a restaurant here in Conway. Crowds coming through. Imagine a lot of Taylor fans walking through historic downtown Conway right now and get some lunch before the softball game tonight. Which, by the way, a couple softball games follow us here on Arkansas PBS Sports. Taylor Bradley later. Cabot and Bryant coming up next.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Here's a 3-0 fastball at the knees, called a strike. Yeah, that Bryant, well, so they kind of had a shocking run as well through the state tournament. Full count at 3-2 now. Nobody expected Bryant to be in the state title game of softball.
Cabot's developed a little bit of a powerhouse for sure.
Yeah. 4-0's our score here, as it's a 3-2 count. That's up high, and it'll be a leadoff walk to Rowan Christensen.
Well, for Bentonville, you've had a runner on in every inning. You had the bases loaded in the 2nd. You have had your chances for sure.
Well, and had they had the runner tag at 3rd, they would have scored a run when the ball was hit to the outfield.
Yeah.
Courtesy runner number 14.
He ran all the way down. Looks like we've got a pinch runner at first base for Bentonville.
5 men left on base by Bentonville.
Casey Christ is at the plate now. He had a base hit back in the 2nd.
And Bryson DeLozier is the pinch runner.
It's an empty pen down there right now. Nobody's hanging out for Springdale Har-ber.
Yeah, this is your big game pitcher.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
And it's 2-0. Well, I mean, he's your big game pitcher, but in the last 7 pitches he's thrown, 5 have been balls.
which is not unique to this inning. He's had his command issues throughout the whole game.
Another 3-0 count to Casey Christ.
You see Ciola telling him, calm down. Couple guys that have worked together. I think there is such a thing sometimes as being effectively wild, and we've seen that, I think, at times in this game, work to his advantage.
I think you're right, because if he gets a batter with 2 strikes, he knows that he can put it out with a curveball. He's shown it so far.
And he's gotten some guys to chase.
That one swung on and fouled off down the left field side. So now you've got your 2 strikes. You're at 3-2, and you got to make a batter make a decision.
Thought it was funny when Coach Dustin Helmkamp said he has the makeup of a big game pitcher. I'm kind of thinking, what exactly does that mean? But you sort of see it in the way that he pitches.
Here's the 3-2. That's swung on, lifted to left field. That's going back towards the wall, and he'll be able to make the catch about 8 feet from the wall. And so that's the first out here in the 4th.
Now batting right fielder Connor Adair.
So now Connor Adair's at the plate, and Connor walked back in the 2nd inning. He gave the ball a good ride.
Oh, he sure did. I think he was watching that. Thought I had a chance.
Pitch is low, throw to first. He's back.
That's a big ballpark. A lot of foul territory, as we've mentioned. Feels good to have these games in Conway, though.
Yeah. I mean, I was partial to being able to walk out the baseball park and into the softball park to watch both games, but that's okay. I just got to drive across campus now.
And Benton has quite the facility, but I think there is something to holding these on a college campus. You know, you give it that feel.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right. I think, honestly, though, I mean, at the end of the day, they could have this game on Mars. And the fact that these kids are getting to play for a state championship, that's probably the thing that means the most to them. I mean,
fans are going to
come
I
would actually, it might be kind of cool to play a game on Mars, but
would be neat.
Here's the 1-0, and it's called a strike. They throw it down, and they don't get him at second base. Or did they? No, they didn't. They got him on the backside as he was sliding in, and so they called him safe at second.
We'll see this here. Nice jump up from the catcher.
He dropped it.
Yeah. That was hard to see initially.
So now you've got a runner at second base. 1-2 count at the plate for Adair. Curveball in there, called strike 3.
Strikeout number 6. First caught looking K of the day.
Second baseman J.J. Spafford.
So now back to the top of the lineup as you've got J.J. Spafford coming to the plate with 2 outs. Had to put down a drag bunt. It's 0-1. You don't see that very often with 2 outs.
No.
Curveball misses inside, and it's 1-1.
Spafford's hitting .267, .342 on base percentage.
Fastball misses low and away. Counts 2 balls, 1 strike. There's 2 outs here in the inning. That is a check swing that is called a strike, so now it's 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Misses outside.
He's going for that same part of the plate that he just got that strikeout call on.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Curveball swung on and fouled off.
I know he struggled with command at times, but he just has the look of a pitcher who's going to play at the next level.
Well, you start getting some of the development of those college pitching coaches. And here's the 3-2, swung on, lifted high to left field. Coming in as the left fielder. Jones has got it, and that's going to do it for the inning. So Bentonville sends 4 to the plate. They get 1 of them on, but can't do anything with that runner as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, where Springdale Har-ber leads it 4-0. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
What exactly did they get wrong?
That Arkansas values our teachers.
The House and Senate thought was very disingenuous.
Arkansas Week is celebrating 40 years of public affairs programming. From news analysis to election and legislative coverage, see why Arkansas Week has become a staple for thousands of viewers every week. Tune in Fridays and Sundays and stay up to date the rest of the week by signing up for our newsletter at myarpbs.org/signup.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
1, 2, 3, turn it up! Whoa. It's going up in here! Let's go!
Thank you to Conway Corp for their help setting up the event and broadcast. Conway Corp was formed in 1929 to support education in Conway, and more than 90 years later, serving the community and its educational needs remains a core value. Learn more about the nationally recognized utilities provided for the community at conwaycorp.com. A lot of people to thank, as you and I mentioned, RJ, in that first broadcast. A hard-working crew working around some hurdles along the week. They've done a great job to get everything set up to bring you these baseball and softball championships this weekend.
Ross Felder's at the plate as he's got a 1-1 count on him now. Curveball swung on. It takes the count to 1-2.
So from a call here, RJ, you get a clean slate this inning. You came in the last inning with a couple guys on. Give up 4. 2 earned from a call.
It swung on. Out to third. Hopper. Big throw across. Good. Sails high. And Ross Felder's on. Be interesting if they score that in error or not, because it was a high throw, but he was pretty much already there by the time the ball got there.
I think that's a tough play to make. I'd give him a hit on that one. Tough chopper, throw across the diamond. That's a tough play. Either way, though, we have seen, I won't call it a miscue from Bentonville's fielding, because that's a tough play to make.
That is a tough play.
But it falls in line of it's just some tough hops here and there, and some tough plays for the Bentonville defense.
So Caleb Keller's going to be at the plate. He's walked both times he's been up today. He lays down a bunt right back at the pitcher's mound. They'll throw to first, get the out. That'll send Felder to second base.
Now batting third baseman Luke Cornelison.
So now Luke Corneliuson's going to be at the plate. Had a base hit to left field back in the third. Curveball, it's going to be in there, called a strike.
And we'll show you in a second here, maybe in between at bats, but you've been able to see that bleached hair.
Yeah. Everybody's got it.
Everybody's got it.
Must be the new trend in high school.
It's not just Felder.
Curveball swung on, and it's off the third baseman. He'll pick it up and throw it. They do get the out. But that was a hard hit ball that went off the third baseman that time, and he was able to recover.
That's a nice play there to still get the out. Now look at this. This is how you win 14 games straight.
It's like a bunch of M&Ms. So now Jeff Zachary's at the plate. And that's swung on, lifted to center field. That'll score a run. It's an RBI single for Jeff Zachary with 2 outs here in the fourth.
Designated hitter Cole Carlton.
And now Cole Carlton will be at the plate. He had a double back in the third inning. Runner runs the second, he's safe. Stolen base for Jeff Zachary. So runner at second now. Carlton's got him a 1-0 count. That's swung on. Right at the third baseman again. He throws across the diamond to get the third out. So that's going to do it for Springdale Har-ber. They score 1 run in the inning. They do get 2 base hits. They strand 1. We head to the top of the 5th inning. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships in Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
The more time I spend in nature, I realize how fragile everything is.
Give nature a chance and it'll come right back. That's what we're asking for, is to give the right whale a chance.
The mystery ship thought Titanic would not sink. How could any ship leave a ship, especially of Titanic size, in distress?
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
We never gonna stop.
Well, how did we get to this score of 5-0? Well, Bentonville, they were was kind of back and forth there in the first part. Nobody could seem to scratch or cross to run in those first couple innings. And then really the third inning was all Springdale Har-ber. You had errors and base hits and runs scored. They scored 4 runs in the fourth inning, or excuse me, in the third inning. And then in the fourth tacked on a couple more, and it's now 5-0 between Springdale Har-ber and Bentonville. And a lot of miscues so far for the Tigers.
Yeah, Bentonville has had their chances. Left the bases loaded. In fact, they've stranded 7. Har-ber, meanwhile, strung together some hits. And they were able to get Payne out of the game, and they have hit pretty well against McCall as well for a 5-0 lead.
So here's a hit and base hit to right field for Bentonville's Bodie Gist.
I think if you're Har-ber, you got other arms, but you are more than happy, especially with a 5-0 lead, to ride Felder this entire way.
So Eli McCall goes up top, and it's 1-0.
6 strikeouts on the day, 109 on the season now for Felder. Har-ber team.
That is swung on and lifted to left center field. Coming over as a center fielder, and he'll make the catch for the first out.
Har-ber team that has been knocking at the door. That won state title back in 2018. But they played in this game in 2017, 2019, 2021.
First baseman Brooks Hassencleaver.
Back for more here.
So now Brooks Hassencleaver is going to be at the plate. He struck out back in the third, and he fouls off first pitch to him.
Keep in mind, too, it's a Har-ber team that lost to Bentonville in the semifinals a year ago when Bentonville advanced to this game, and they wound up losing to Conway 10-7. And I think the Har-ber players maybe don't say much, but certainly remember that semifinal game quite well.
Right up the middle of the box, steps on second, throws to first, gets a double play. So a 6-3 double play is going to end the inning for Bentonville. And they go 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Coming up next, you're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Centennial Bank is committed to you. Since our founding in 1999, we've become one of the nation's most trusted banks by remembering that you come first, by empowering our communities to reach their highest potential through our dedication to local charities, education, and exceptional service, because we are proud to call Arkansas home. Banking with you in mind. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
A special thank you to the University of Central Arkansas for their help setting up and hosting the event and broadcast. Central Arkansas Athletics, home to 19 NCAA Division I sports and over 450 student athletes who succeed on both the fields and courts as well as in the classroom. Visit ucasports.com to learn more.
Facilities here at UCA have gotten so much better over the course of the last 10 years. Boy, they have really updated and probably made some of the nicest facilities at the mid-major level. And really have done a great job with all that.
Athletics Director Brad Teague's done a tremendous job. Certainly, you see the Ace Sun logo down there, by the way.
There's the softball fields that we'll see a little bit later for the Bryant versus KAFT championship game. That'll be coming up next right here in Arkansas PBS. But, I mean, you know, whenever I was here, right, and this is kind of dating myself, it didn't look nothing like this. There was no berm back on the backside. I mean, it was just what you'd see a normal softball field at your rec center. And they have really done a great job with that. And, in fact, hosted the University of Arkansas earlier this year.
Yeah, they've done a nice job, too, navigating sort of the changing landscape of college athletics, finding ways to increase revenue and invest back in these facilities.
So here we go for Springdale Har-ber as Caleb Ciola's at the plate.
And the new pitcher for Bentonville, by the way, Carter Nye.
Yeah, Carter Nye in there for Bentonville. Sends one high.
You know, McCall and Payne, you feel for them because it wasn't that they got hit real hard, but there were some, you know, miscues in the field a little bit. And just kind of one of those days for both those pitchers.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. That one swung on, lifted to right field. That's a base hit.
Of course, it doesn't matter who Har-ber's facing. They have threatened in every inning.
They really have. And almost every inning.
First base, number 8, Jackson Lanning.
So now at the plate,
Now batting first baseman, Braden
you've got Braden Sprague at the plate for Springdale Har-ber. He struck out back in the third. Got on because of an error back in the second. Curveball misses high, and it's 1-0.
Well, it's an effective, but it's a little bit of a funky delivery from Carter Nye.
He kind of has a hitch in his giddy-up, doesn't he?
Does. Those are the deliveries you wouldn't necessarily call repeatable, but it doesn't mean that they're not effective.
No, it's just like if you watch when he comes up with that, as he comes up into the windup, and when he goes to plant, it's like a double kick when he goes down. That swung on and missed.
Good pitch. Carter Nye this season, 38 innings, 10 starts. 7-3, 17 strikeouts to 14 walks, an ERA of 2.579.
3-1's the count. Here's the pitch. Gonna be low, and that'll be a walk. So now Springdale Har-ber's got runners at first and second.
And a chance to really break this one open.
So now Dylan Gibson, the center fielder, is going to be at the plate. Got hit by a pitch back in the second and got a single to right field in the third.
And we mentioned Har-ber hits 305 as a team. It really is 1 through 9 of guys capable in the batter's box.
He's going to show bunt with no outs. Going to get it down the third base side. Good bunt. Long throw, they get the out. But he does advance the runners.
Yeah, to perfection there.
And so now Henry Acuff, the second baseman, comes to the plate.
I like that too. You got the 9-hole hitter coming up before the top of the order. Good time to execute.
Comes in with a curveball.
a Har-ber team that now has outscored opponents 220-72.
Ball hits the turf, and it's 1-1.
You know, we talked about Rogers being the most complete team this year, but Har-ber was the team that was #1 at the beginning of the season in a couple rankings.
Swung on and missed. 1-2. One-two pitch, curveball, misses inside. There's a 2-2 slap foul. After Henry Acuff, it'll get back to the top of the lineup with Ross Felder. There's a swing and a miss. 2 outs now here in the 5th. And now Ross Felder's going to come to the plate. He got a base hit back in the 4th inning, walked in the 3rd, and then flying to center field in the 1st.
Big game pitcher, big game hitter as well. He's played some of his best baseball in the postseason. Big semifinal game. Team high 387 batting average.
That swung on, chopped over the mound. Shortstop's able to glove it. Throw him out at first. That was a nice play, and that'll get Bentonville out of the inning. And Springdale got 2 on, but couldn't do anything with it. We head to the top of the 6th inning, where Springdale Har-ber leads it 5-0. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Support your PBS station and you can get Passport, giving you full seasons, early releases, special collections, and more.
Download the PBS Video app or watch online.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Welcome back to the campus of UCA. ARCare is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS Sports. The ARCare network of medical clinics and pharmacies helps to keep you in the game, playing your best. ARCare, so you can live your story.
Well, we head to the top of the 6th inning, where Springdale Har-ber leads at 5-0. Carter Nye, Boyce Reed, and Rowan Christensen, the 1-2-3 batters for this inning. And still on the mound, they're going to keep going with
Felder.
Yeah, Felder on the mound, as the first pitch is skied high down the third base side, goes out of play.
And again, I think he's your big game guy, not even a question who you stick with. And 5 certainly is not out of reach for this Bentonville team.
Here's the 0-1, swung on, and it's booted off the shortstop that time as Keller lost the handle on it, and Carter Nye is going to be on with because of an error. That was a well-hit ball.
Yeah, tough chopper right there off the chest.
Center fielder Forrest Reed.
Just eats up Keller.
So now Boyce Reed comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout.
It's a good thing they have numbers, because you and I get used to sometimes seeing hairstyles, and you'll notice that when you're all bleached, it makes it a little more difficult.
Makes it a little bit more difficult. It's kind of like a team full of mullets, like they all look the same.
Yeah, doesn't help us.
And when did the mullet decide to come back?
Did it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Everybody's got one.
Everybody.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Like, it was really prevalent during football season. All these kids had balls.
I guess during football I can see that, yeah. I thought you meant more in general.
No, I'm not talking about like, I'm talking about like grown dudes walking around. I'm just saying like at the kid level. Like the
yeah,
like
no,
kids
I remember
at the
some football teams for
state
sure.
championships. It's all on mullets.
Yes.
Here's the 0-2, and that's fouled out of play.
Don't know if there was maybe a mom who dyed all the hair.
Had to have. That would have been expensive if you took the whole team to get dyed.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what that thing. I've never done that. No. I wasn't the guy that had the frost tips when I was in high school. I never did that.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2. That's guyed into shallow center field. Coming in to make the catch is Gibson. So there's one out now here in the 6th.
Well, it is getting late early for Bentonville. And 5 is not out of reach, but you got to scratch a couple across here, and you get the benefit of a guy reaching based on an error. And you have had so many chances in this game. You just keep going back when they stranded the bases loaded in the 2nd inning.
Rowan Christensen sees one hit the turf.
I think the number is up to 7 of Tigers left on base.
That one is swung on. Giving a ride to right center field. That'll get in for a base hit. Rowan Christensen gets the base hit. And so now Bentonville has runners at 1st and 3rd.
That's what you needed. Try to string a couple of these together here. Nice job by Gibson to play it off the bounce, get it back in the infield.
So now Casey Christ will be at the plate. Had a base hit in the 2nd inning. Flied to left field in the 4th. Curveball sails high. One-0, swung on, fouled off.
You know, think about Felder too, RJ. It's not just like he's done it this year. I mean, he has taken the ball in big games for this Har-ber team for 3 years now.
One's low, and it's 2-1. No, you're exactly right. But, I mean, look at his numbers this year. Coming into this game, he worked 62 innings, only had a .59 ERA. Ball's outside. They throw to first. He's back safely, easily. And he came in with 103 strikeouts. So far today, you can add 6 to that. So he's at 109 now.
110 strikeouts in a season would just be...
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to wrap your mind around.
And that's called a strike on the outside corner. Got a full count.
I mean, you're just shy of 2 strikeouts per inning.
Yeah. Yeah. is swung on, lifted to center field, and Gibson going to make the catch and make the long throw home. Bentonville does score a run. So there's 2 outs now here in the 6th.
That's a big first run. Yeah, to get Nye home, who, remember, reached on the air on the shortstop. No play at the plate there, and that has to feel like just getting a monkey off the back just a little bit for Bentonville when you've had so many chances to scratch one across.
Here's the hit out to short. And the throw over by Keller is good, and there's 3 outs here in the inning. So Bentonville does score 1 run off of 1 base hit. We head to the top, or the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 5-1. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
This month in Passport on the PBS Video app.
Many of the stories told about kings and queens have been spun. Who knows where facts and fibs may take us next?
This would have been your grandfather's experience, and it's really quite dramatic.
Hell in frozen water.
The war really mattered to Elizabeth. She is growing in confidence.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
Let's go! Good to have you back with us at UCA. I want to extend a special thank you to the Conway Chamber of Commerce for helping us organize and set up the event and broadcast. The Conway Chamber of Commerce, serving the Conway area business community since 1891. For more information, visit conwaychamber.org.
So back here at the 6th inning, you've got the 2-3-4 hitters, and Caleb Keller leading off as he's got a 1-1 count. Keller on the day has walked twice and then had a fielder's choice in the 4th.
Scored one of those. Feels like everybody's been around the bases a little bit for Har-ber this game.
Fouled off to even the count at 2 apiece.
You know, and it feels like Bentonville's had so many chances. We keep talking about that, and they've had guys on. But they're 4 for 21 hitting against Fayetteville.
Yeah, I mean,
he has let some guys get aboard on walks, but he has shut them down otherwise.
There's the pitch that's high, and it's now 3-2.
I mean, you got to string a couple hits together, and they've scratched 4 in this game. Carter Nye had a good first inning.
And there's a walk. It's a leadoff walk to Caleb Keller. So now you've got Luke Corneliuson at the plate. And today he had a base hit in the 3rd that he later came around to score, and then grounded out to the 3rd baseman in the 4th. That's swung on out to short, over to 2nd, back to 1st. They get the double play. 6-4-3 double play. So now Jeff Zachary's at the plate.
Bentonville, RJ, has 4 errors in this game, but feels like at least over the last couple innings they've made some plays.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the second double play they've turned this game. So Jeff Zachary's at the plate. Here's the 0-1. That's fouled back, and it's 0-2. Cole Carlton's on deck for Springdale Har-ber.
And so for Bentonville, you're going to have the top of the order coming up to try to scratch 4 across. It'll be Spafford, Gist, McCall. I don't think there's any doubt we see Felder back out there for the top of the 7th.
I think, yeah, I would think he would come back out there and try to close this thing out. Here's the 1-2. And that's swung on, foul tipped into the glove. That's 3. They go 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Bentonville's got to get 4 runs to keep this game going. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
During the past year, we've been traversing the natural state with our cinematic drone from lakes and rivers, waterfalls, scenic byways, mountains, swamps, overlooks, and towering rock formations. This unique documentation of all 4 seasons from all 4 corners of the state with an aerial cinematic perspective will give you, the viewer, an Arkansas adventure like never before, exploring Arkansas from above.
Download the PBS video app or watch online.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Local broadcast of Arkansas PBS programming is made possible in part by Community Bakery. Scratch-made breads, pastries, cakes, treats, and locally roasted coffees. Served daily at 2 locations in Little Rock, 1200 Main and 270 Shackelford.
We never gonna stop.
Well, this is a game Har-ber fans might want to remember, and for a copy of any of the state championship games, go to mnmproductions.net to place your order.
So the new pitcher for Springdale Har-ber is Gavin Moore, and on the year he's 4-4. He's got 3 saves and has an ERA of .467, and that is in 45 innings of work, and that is your new Springdale Har-ber pitcher to try to close things out.
Goes to show what you and I know,
Yeah,
right?
We know nothing. So here we go. You've got the 1, 2, 3 hitters due up for Bentonville with J.J. Spafford, Bodie Gist, and Eli McCall.
And they have shown in this game, Bentonville, they're capable of getting on base.
Well, so far Spafford is 0 for 2 on the day, as he fouls that one off. Gist on the day is 1 for 3, and then Eli McCall is 1 for 3.
That's who you want up if you're the Tigers.
Here's the 0-1, swung on, popped up into shallow right field. The right fielder comes over and he dropped it. Boy, that time, Jeff Zachary came all the way into the infield. He called everybody off, came all the way in the infield, and he dropped it.
I don't know if Acuff, the second baseman, saw that, RJ. Just gets out of the way last second. Zachary came a long way to get that.
Yeah, no, I think he got called off.
Yeah.
I don't think he initially saw it off the bat, but then he found where it was, and then by that time he got called off. So either way, Bentonville's got a runner on as the ball is sailing low for Bodie Gist.
Correct ourselves, by the way. That's Sprague. Well, it's still Zachary in right. It's Sprague in left. Felder's at first. Defensive changes.
Here's the 2-0. That's a ball inside.
Well, Bentonville was able to take advantage of a Har-ber defensive miscue in the last inning. Har-ber's been able to do it all game. That's sort of been the story of the game for Har-ber. But can Bentonville do it again here? And not to mention add to it.
3-1's the count. That's swung on and lifted into foul territory, and it's caught for the out. Great job that time by Corneliuson. And there's one out here in the 7th. So now you've got Eli McCall at the plate.
Tough play to make. You know that camera's right behind you there in all that foul territory. Up against the wall, nicely done.
So is it interference if he runs into the camera guy? Because there's no protection around the camera guy.
I don't know, but it's expensive.
Usually it's on the outside wall. Here's this one, and it's lifted to center field. And there's 2 outs. So Springdale Har-ber, they are 1 out away from claiming a championship. Brooks Hazenclaver's at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a walk today. And the first pitch comes to him as a strike. Curveball misses outside. It's 1-1.
I think for Har-ber, what you're knocking on the door of doing here, you've been here 5 times in this game since 2017, 1 state title since 2018, pitch away from your 2nd.
Fouled that one off. He's down to 1 strike. Here's a 1-2. It's going to hit him. So now Bentonville's got runners at 1st and 2nd. As Carter Nye comes to the plate. So Carter Nye today struck out in the 1st. He flied to left in the 3rd. And got on in the 6th because of an error by the shortstop. And coming on to run for Hazenclaver is Bryson DeLozier at first base. So now Carter Nye's up. First pitch is called a strike. Here's the 0-1, swung on and missed.
A nasty pitch, late movement.
Here's the 0-2. Swung on and fouled back. Here's the 0-2. On and fouled back once again.
He's doing a good job staying alive.
Yeah. It's a tapper in front of the catcher. He throws down to first, and he's got it. And Springdale Har-ber, they win the state championship in Class 6A. What a game. Har-ber had the big inning in the third inning, and that's what did it for them as they win it 5-1. We'll come back and wrap everything up. All the final numbers in this one as you're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Want to see even more Arkansas stories? Subscribe to Arkansas PBS on YouTube for original productions, extras from your favorite local programs, behind-the-scenes videos, and our exclusive coverage of high school sports. All available on demand and all Arkansas made. Don't miss out on more great Arkansas stories. Subscribe now.
Arkansas, what's in your attic? Find out what your heirlooms, antiques, and unique collectibles are worth. Join us for the filming of a brand new show. Arkansas Treasures. Your contribution of $120 admits you and a guest to bring 2 items to our team of professional appraisers for an evaluation at a special event in the Arkansas PBS studios. And if your item and story are selected for filming, you may end up on our show. Additionally, your contribution gets you a 1-year membership to Arkansas PBS, including our monthly member magazine and access to PBS Passport, where you can stream thousands of hours of incredible PBS content. This special event happens on August 5th and 6th in Conway. Tickets will go quickly, so guarantee your spot by calling now or visiting our website. Simply scan the QR code with your phone. Your treasure may be worth more than you know.
Welcome back here to UCA as Springdale Har-ber, they get the win 5-1 to claim the Class 6A state championship game over Bentonville. And you see hugs and handshakes going around on the infield. And what a game, what a season really for both these two teams.
Yeah, this is just, listen, Bentonville's a team. You see the hugs there. They caught fire and they believe late. And they pulled off what I think a lot of people thought would be the impossible in knocking off Conway and Rogers. And there is Har-ber. You saw quite the dogpile celebration, and the hugs continue here. And for Har-ber, it's sort of mission fulfilled at last when you consider they played in this game in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2021. They have 1 state title to show for that run. Now make it 2. So they've been knocking at the door for more so many years, and they finally get it done in 2023.
Well, the Har-ber Wildcats being announced as your winner for this one, as they're presenting the trophy to them right now.
And how about the job by Felder today? He was
outstanding.
Good. He was so good.
Yeah.
Worked through some issues, worked through some command issues, but Boy, the numbers speak for themselves. 6 strikeouts in this game, 109 for the season is just absolutely absurd. Gaudy, gaudy numbers no matter how you look at it for Felder. They turn to him in the biggest moment, and once again, he delivers.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the final numbers for this one, as really the numbers alone were really impressive for Springdale Har-ber and for Bentonville. See it there, 5-1. Har-ber hit as a team 304 today. Hitting for Bentonville was only at 200, putouts 21-18, but the 4 errors on Bentonville's part really came in that 3rd inning, where it really put them in a hole in that 3rd inning with the errors.
And that's what stands out right there. And you said it exactly when it happened. The things are starting to spiral a little bit out of control for Bentonville.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights for the ball game. In the 1st inning, it was a duel between both these two teams. They were going back and forth, and really it was scoreless all the way up until we got to that 3rd inning. And in the 3rd inning is when Har-ber caught fire. It was just one after another. There's one of those errors we talked about. Runs were scoring. In that 3rd for Springdale Har-ber, they scored 4 runs in the 3rd inning and kind of broke this thing wide open. And everybody was getting a hit in that 3rd inning. And then you move on throughout the ball game, and Kyle, it just Bentonville couldn't ever really recover.
Well, you saw some of those. You just feel for them because they ate them up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, just some hard choppers, and every once in a while the baseball just doesn't bounce your way. It just takes a hard crack right in front of you. And that was sort of the story of the game for Bentonville.
And, you know, here in the 6th inning, that was the only run that Bentonville scored was in the 6th. And
they had their chances too. Remember, they had the bases loaded early in the game. And I think when they didn't get one of those across, really came back to bite them.
There's a live look over at the softball complex. Is coming up next. You've got the 6A softball finals between Cabot and Bryant. Ought to be a great ball game over across campus, and so stick around if you want to watch some great softball right here on Arkansas PBS. It's Cabot taking on Bryant coming up next. Well, Kyle, final thoughts for this one?
This was a fun day of baseball. I think we saw 2 really deserving champions in Har-ber and Taylor. Congratulations to them both, who were both consistent all season, and both well-deserved champions.
Yeah, gonna be a lot of fun. Stick around for softball coming up next. For Kyle Deckelbaum, I'm RJ Hawk. You've been watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.